Hello, it's Jimmy here at O'Reilly's, and we are looking at yet again another Ford Transit 2.2 Euro 5 diesel. Okay, we're in the vehicle and we'll start it up. We have engine light on and that cog symbol there. That usually relates to a timing issue or a fueling issue. Got our diagnostic system out here. It's the launch Euro tab 2. Let's see what codes we have. Glow plugs 1 and 2. Particle filter restriction, which is what he's called us out for. He's got another mechanic here who can sort these problems out. But what's this one? He has no mention about this low pressure fuel system circuit. So let's try and see what codes will clear. So you got the particle filter, of course, which will always stay. Let's go out and reread the codes again, and we'll see what codes we have coming back. Low pressure fuel circuit again straight away. Let's have a little look around, see if we can see what that is. Now I'd imagine the low pressure fuel sensor would be this. There's some signs of corrosion on it. Don't know if you can see down inside the plugs there. Definitely got corrosion inside the plug. Might be worth cleaning that out. So just spray that up there with a bit of electrical contact cleaner, and it should just dry out in a few seconds. Get any of that little dry sort of rust out of the internals of the plugs there. It's hard for you to see on this maybe, but you got some sort of dry crusting type of corrosion in there that you get sort of on brass. Now it looks to me like someone's sort of, you know, like you're pulling and bending the wires here to get that in. So it looks like someone's put that and it's squished against the fuel filter here. This protector or whatever you'd like to call it. There's a bolt snap down there as well. It's squashing the wiring up against the fuel filter. So I might have to take off this bracket and then get this wiring out. So just pull this little cap off so we can actually see the brass fittings there. Not sure if you can see the corrosion inside there. So we'll just try and get that cleaned out and maybe like crimp these a tiny amount just so they fit a little bit more snugly onto the pins in there. Right, push that back in, try and make sure the wires are pushed in nice and tight. Because it looks like they might have been sort of yanked on where they were pulling behind that shield there. Okay, we're back inside. Start the van up. We'll press clear again. Just do the same procedure that we done before. Clear the codes. Go back, reread them. See if this low pressure. I'm not even sure if that is the exact sensor for this low pressure code, because I've not really seen this code before, and I am at the moment in a airfield, and they don't have any. We don't have any signal here, so I don't have any phone signal or internet signal. So yeah, it doesn't look like that's fixed that, but anyway, that was just a quick trying to see if we can sort that little code out there for a minute. I'd need to do some research on the code, on this code here, to see what it actually relates to. But I'll have to do that later. Sorry, we'll need to go back. So now we're just going to go underneath the van and test the vaporizer. Okay, so to access the vaporizer, it's in there. Just going to remove the wheel. Okay, I got my nozzle there connected onto the fuel line of the vaporizer. And you can see there she's going up to around about 10 pressure there. That shouldn't move whatsoever. So we're going to have to get the vaporizer off to do a repair on it. We're not going to be looking at replacing it unless we have to. So just got a little gas burner here. We're going to get that onto it and warm up the actual socket, which is up there. Just going to get some heat onto that, and I'll need to change the nozzle actually on this, maybe. But we're just going to need to get a lot of heat on that until it turns red, and then we can get it off. Hopefully, as long as it's not seized completely. So if you can see there, it's actually getting even worse. There's the pressure. It's connected straight onto the vaporizer there. I think when I was holding it on here a minute ago, it was pressing the release valve. Right, about an hour later, and a lot of fighting, we've got it out. That was a lot harder than normal, and you can see there the threads have come off with it. So this is not going to be usable. We're going to have to replace it. So I've got a replacement vaporizer here to go in, and we can test this one just to make sure what it should look like. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. No movement on the gauge there. Shouldn't have any movement whatsoever. So what I'm going to use now is a tap set to try and clean out the thread in the hole of the vaporizer there. Right, so that's the new vaporizer I put on there. So now we're back on our computer here, our scan tool, and we need to go to Fuel System Vaporizer Prime. This is in the special functions of this launch. Okay, 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 okay. Ignition on, and okay. So now we got a timer come up, and we'll hear the pump actuating from underneath. So you get the pump just up around there. There's a little fuel line. I'm not sure if you can hear that sort of making a ticking noise. Okay, now that's complete. Start the engine up. Just give it a few revs. And we should see some smoke now coming out from the vaporizer fuel that was injected. Right, so we're using, again, Launch UK DPF cleaning fluid, and it's diluted 50% with some deionized water. And we've got it connected here to the compressor, and we're going to pump it straight into the DPF via this tube that goes directly inside the DPF there. So we'll just squeeze the trigger here, get this loaded in. This is already starting to steam up. Right, start it up, and we'll have a look at the pressures. Just give it a little acceleration. How far will it go? 3,000, maybe a little bit less. So we'll just have a look at the pressure now, see what we can get it down to. It's just this one in here in the middle. And you can see we've got an airbag light there that's come on. We'll have a little talk about that while we're waiting on this to clear out. While the engine was switched off, I could see the voltage here going down to 12 volts, 11 volts, 10 volts, 9 volts, 7, 6, 5 volts, down to 5 volts. So again, usual stuff with a Transit. They've got two batteries, and one of those batteries is DUF. So it's the one that runs the BCM is a knackered battery, so we need to change that, or we'll just advise him to change it. Let's have a look at this pressure. So really we want to get this down under 80 and under 10 on idle. Now we're going to reset the particle filter learn values. That might allow us to increase the revs as well to get it cleared out. So that's done, and that's successful there. Now we can go back and clear the codes, and this time they should clear. Ignition is off, so we need to switch that on. Just need to wait for it to load up. Clear the codes. And the codes are cleared. We can give it full acceleration. So now hold the revs on 3000 RPM. We have, let me just adjust these readings if I can. So we're currently on 128 HPA there. We just had to change the settings from kPa to HPA. Let's just hold that up. Need to try and get it steady. On the steady 3000. This hold it there. 125. And idle we have still 18, which is too high. Now I'm just going to put another bottle in while the engine's running. Again, just put it into the DPF there. Just holding the trigger while she's blown out. So I've got the revs on hold, and you can see it makes a big difference running the fluid in while the actual engine is running with this fluid. It's come down a fair bit there, but we're still not where we want to be, so we're just going to wait for another 5 minutes to see if it comes down again. See where we are on idle. Let go of the accelerator. 16, still a little bit high. Okay, now we're going to use a kind of this flow restore, and what this does is after you've cleaned the DPF, above the DPF you're going to have some more soot particles around the engine, and this is going to help burn that down so any loose particles don't come back down and immediately start blocking up the DPF filter again. So this will just help it clean for the first couple 100 miles while the rest of that soot is making its way down. So we're down to just under 2 on idle there, and around about 40 on 3000 RPM. And now, don't ask me why, but everything, all the other faults have seemed to disappear. The airbag, the cog one about the fuel pressure. Let's go and have a little read of the codes. Even the one for the glow plugs, they've all just disappeared. Magic. So that's it, we're all done. See you in the next video.